How's it going, everybody? Welcome back. This is going to be your August 2022 Unpacking with the Pros video, and we are back with another killer lineup of baits this month. We've got 7 baits, 3 discount codes, some reels to give away, and all kinds of great stuff. So if you're not already a subscriber with us, head on over to MLFChampionsClub.com. It's going to be $29.99 a month. We're going to send you 40 $50 worth of tackle. I think this month's retail value comes in at 49.83 or somewhere around there. I don't have a card handy on me to show, but great value for your 29.99 that you're going to be paying. So, like I said, we got 7 baits this month. This is a Carolina rigged theme box. I'm excited about it. Everything's pertaining to a Carolina rig, except for we did throw one crankbait in there for you all. But before we get into the baits, let's talk discount codes. Like I said, we got 3 different discount codes coming at you this month. So the first one is going to be from Shop MLF here at MLF. It's going to be 10% off the scales. Those are the same scales that you see the guys using on the Bass Pro Tour. They are 10% off, like I said. It's a great scale, very accurate, perfect if you and your buddies want to get together and do like little derbies together. Um, all have the same scale that is going to be accurate and easy to record your different weights on. So 10% off on those. Head on over to shopmlf.com. They're back in stock, so get them while you can because they are flying off the shelves. Next up, we've got 33% off from American Buffalo Knife and Tool. Our guy Bob at ABKT hooked us up this month with 33% off. They've got a huge selection of different knives and tools, everything from some smaller pocket knives that would be great for being out on the water to some different kind of multi tools, and also just some also everyday carry knives that they've got there. Huge selection, like I said. So make sure to go check them out. 33% off. You're not going to find many discounts on knives from other brands like that. So check them out. And last but not least, we've got 15% off from Waterland Co. I know we had featured Waterland Co. in the past. I think it was in the spring when we featured it. It seemed like that whole month was cloudy around here, like every day. So now that we're in the dog days of summer, it's hot, it's bright. You need to protect your eyes while you're out there on the water. So 15% off Waterland Cove, kind of a newer brand still in the market, but they've got some awesome sunglasses frames and some awesome different lenses as well. So go check them out. Alrighty, well now it is time to get into the baits. Like I said, Carolina rigs this month. So something that I love to throw, and I think a lot of you all love to throw as well. It's a great tool for all across the country. There's nowhere bad to throw a Carolina rig. Um, like I said, 7 baits. 4 of those are going to be terminal tackle to kind of go along with the rig. So I'm going to talk about the 4 terminal products in the box, and then we are going to have 2 different pros hop on to talk with us about the 2 worms as well as the crankbait in the box. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to go on down the line from the top to the bottom here on this rig. So the first product on the rig is going to be the weight. I'm going to kind of talk you all through not only the products on the rig, but how to rig a Carolina rig as well for those of you who don't know. So this weight is the 3/4 ounce barrel tungsten weight from Epic Baits. It is the perfect weight kind of for this summertime fishing when the fish are going to be a little bit deeper. It's going to get your bait down there really fast. And it's also 97% pure tungsten. So you're going to feel way more with this weight than you would with a traditional lead style barrel weight. So great weight there on the front. As you can see, I've got it free swinging. Of course, this loop would not be there on your line. This would be your main line going straight to the tip of your rod if this was rigged up and you were fishing it. So behind that weight, we've got a bead. That bead is there to kind of protect your swivel. And this bead is going to be the 6mm bead from Epic Baits as well. And the cool thing about this bead, I know it's red, kind of like a glass bead, but this is actually made out of tungsten as well. So it's going to make a different knocking sound against that weight than your traditional glass beads. So we've got red here. We've also got some black ones. Like I said, 6 millimeter, and it's actually 1/16 ounce. So if you need to add just a little bit extra weight to your rig, this is the perfect tool to do so. So not only is it going to make that clacking noise up against your weight, but this bead is also going to protect that swivel on your line as well. And I think that's more important than anything. You don't want this heavy weight beaten up on the knot there on the front side of your swivel all day. You're going to have compromised strength in your line there at the knot going to your swivel. So this really just acts as a form of protection for that knot and that swivel. So speaking of the swivel is kind of there to essentially act as a stop so your weight does not slide all the way down to your bait and your hook, keeping the bait and the weight separate, which is traditional Carolina rig, how it is done. That swivel is a gyro premium swivel. So I think this is a 9-pack, size number 6. Not too big there. I kind of left it up to the 6th Sense guys and their team to figure out size on this. And when I first saw the swivel, I thought it was a little bit small. But when you look online at the breaking strength of this guy, it is a strong, small but mighty swivel, to say the least. And like I was saying there on the rig, it's there to protect your weight and your bead, or keep your weight and your bead from sliding down to your bait. So if you are at home rigging up a Carolina rig, I know I've got a pretty short, I'd say 8-10 inch leader here. Typically on a Carolina rig, you're going to want 2 to 3 feet between your bait, but it really just depends on where you're fishing and what the fish want. So next down the line, I'm not going to talk about the bait. I'm going to let Zack talk about that here coming up in a couple minutes. But we will talk about the hook, which is another 6th Sense product. This hook is going to be the 6th Sense Jugular Hybrid Hook. This is a 5-pack. There's not 5 in there. I had to take some out to rig up some rigs. But 5-pack, 4/0, super sharp hook. It's kind of a hybrid shape between a wide gap hook and a normal offset hook. So this is the style hook that I personally prefer, and I know most other guys that throw Carolina rigs, this is the style hook that is preferred on a Carolina rig. With that weight on your main line between the hook and the tip of your rod, you're not going to have the strength when you swing on that hook set like you typically would on something like a Texas rig. So to have a hook that will be a little bit more exposed, let me rig this back up here for you guys, is going to help you with your hookup ratio on Carolina rigs. As you can see, get this back in there. That hook is right there, just barely underneath the surface on this worm. And as soon as that fish bites down, the hook is right there. So easier hookups. You're going to see a big difference between this and something like an extra wide gap. And 6th Sense is continuing to put out strong hooks, good quality, sticky sharp, and it's got that closed ringed eye as well, which I know on here I've got it covered up with the bait, but that's going to allow or make sure that your line does not slip out of that eye of the hook. So just an extra precautionary piece on this hook to make sure that when you do get a bite, you can put that fish in the boat. So I'm sure you guys are tired of listening to me by now. So to talk about this worm as well as the one crankbait in the box, we're going to have Bass Pro Tour Pro, who's also a Guggen and Dual Hardcore Pro, Zack Birge, hop on the call with us to tell us a little bit more about him. So Zack, what's up?
Not too much, just here at home, getting ready to leave to go to Cayuga. Got a lot of packing and a lot of driving ahead of us.
I would say so. Well, we appreciate you taking a minute to come on here and talk about 2 different baits that are going to be in the August Champions Club box. We can start with either or. So let's go ahead and actually start with the Dual Hardcore 4+ crankbait. So I know you said that you had one there on
Yeah,
hand.
yeah. I've
This is a
uh,
sweet bait, man. Tell us a little bit about it.
it is. It's a crankbait. Obviously, from Hardcore. Hardcore is, I would say, Yozuri's premium line. It's a high quality bait from the paint, the components, the hooks, every aspect of this bait is top notch. I mean, it's not something you're gonna, go out there and paint's gonna start coming off of, or you're gonna have dull hooks quick or anything. This is a bait that's gonna last. It's gonna catch a lot of fish for you, and it's actually a really good price point for a consumer looking to purchase more. So you're gonna get a really cool crankbait. There's several color options that you can get. I've got a few on hand. This is the blueback chartreuse. That's kind of a staple deep crankbait color. Your gizzard shad colors, shad, and this is one of my favorites. This is the ghost pearl shad. It's a real natural um, fish catching color. I mean, I literally don't think I've went anywhere that I've thrown this bait and not caught a fish on it. So all around, it's a great crankbait. Dives pretty deep for its size and profile. It gets down quick, and it just catches fish. So it's something that I've got a lot of confidence in. Uh, the people that are getting this in their box this month are definitely going to enjoy that crankbait.
Definitely, and it's I think 13 to 15 foot diving bait or 12 to 14, somewhere in that range. And it's got a lot different bill shape on it there than most other kind of deep diving crankbaits. It's a cool profile. And another thing, actually filming another Unpacking with the Pros video earlier this year with Hardcore Pro Ryan Salzman was showing me that magnetic weight transfer system in it. And with this one, I don't have to, I can do it a little bit easier being a heavier bait where you can hear that weight knocking. And I've really noticed personally on these baits, castability is much better than some of the competitor baits there on the market.
Yeah, they'll absolutely cast a mile. I mean, I've got a pretty good sized backyard, and I can chunk it all the way across there if I wanted to. They fly really good. They dive down good. Um, yeah, I mean, it's just a great bait. Um, I've got a whole pile of them. I got a bunch of them up here I was going to show. They're all kind of scarred up from catching fish and stuff. So I was trying to find some that were brand new in the box. I got a couple, in the package. So it's pretty good looking package too. Unfortunately, some of these, they've been beat up from fish catching and stuff like that. But it's great bait.
That's a
Catch a
good
ton.
thing to hear. Yep, definitely. So excited to be sending this one out. Like you said, it's a real premium bait. Not crazy high price point, but this is a good quality bait, and it's of course going to come with a quality price. But with Champions Club subscribers, they're all paying $29.99 a month. So this is worth about half of your box right there.
Yeah, they're getting their money's worth for sure.
Definitely. Well, let's switch over from that to kind of a newer product on the market, which is from Guggen Baits. It is going to be their Blazing Worm. I know you said you didn't have any on hand, but luckily I've got a couple laying around here at the office. Kind of a different tail, I guess you would say, on it, but similar at the same time to the Guggen products. I don't know how much you've gotten to throw it with it being a newer bait, but kind of want to hear your thoughts on this bait a little bit and how you like to throw it.
Yeah, it's another really good bait. It's a versatile bait too. When you look at it, it looks like another worm, but you've got the swimming type tail on the back that gives it a ton of action. People like when we go to Florida in the spring, there's usually a time where that worm plays in, and actually down south it plays a role a lot of the year. It's kind of one of those things where you go down south, you get in Florida or that part of the country, and a swimming worm type bait is kind of a staple for that area. It's something that they've always got tied on. I know my dad lives down in Florida, and a lot of his friends that he fishes with in club tournaments there caught him on a swimming worm type bait. It's real similar to the blazing worm. So they catch a lot of fish down there in that part of the country with them. And the cool thing about it is you can swim it. You can throw it Texas rig and just pitch it around the bank, pitch it around laydowns. It comes through stuff really good, Texas rig. Or you can put it on a Carolina rig and and throw it on ledges or off points, around offshore stumps, rock piles, anything like that. The possibilities of things you can do with it are really endless.
Definitely. And talking about that Carolina rig, I'm sure I made you aware that this is a Carolina rig themed box, and so that was kind of our goal with this worm. If I can get it untangled here. So we've got it rigged up on a Carolina rig on the hook that's also coming in the box, but really a great worm for kind of dragging really slow. I know Guggen in their descriptions of this bait, they talked pretty extensively about rigging this bait weightless and also about how easily it will swim. So on the back of that Carolina rig, if you're just going to be dragging it on those ledges or deep humps, brush piles, whatever it may be, a Carolina rig is kind of a way, in my opinion at least, to fish a weightless bait in a deep scenario, I guess, with the weight being free floating in front of the bait quite a ways.
Correct. Yep. You're right. And just a slight water movement across that bait will give that tail plenty of action. It's a great worm with a lot of applications that are possible with it.
For sure. And like you were talking about on that tail, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get it shown too well there, but it's kind of got two flanges on the tail. And I think that's going to maybe move some extra water and kind of set this thing apart from the other speed worms there on the market right now.
Yep. Yeah, it's got its own, unique features to it, which, in the fishing industry, that is a good thing. It's a lot of stuff is real similar. So being able to stand out like that, have some features that are slightly different, can make a difference in getting more bites or not.
Definitely. Well, Zach, we appreciate you taking your time out from packing, loading up your boat to come on and talk with us. We'll let you get back to it though. So we've got some other baits to talk about, and I'm sure you've got a long list of things to do before you get on the road in the morning. But good luck at this next event. What is it, stage 6 or 7 you all got?
Stage 6.
Okay. Well, good luck to you, and hopefully you'll be catching some on the blazing worm and the 4+. I don't think in the northern waters, but in tournaments to come, maybe in 2023.
We'll see. I appreciate it, buddy.
All right, Zach. Have a good one. Thanks. All righty. Well, it sounds like Zach needs to get on the road and get heading up north to smallmouth country. So we appreciate him taking a couple minutes to talk with us about that hardcore 4+ as well as the new blazing worm. Next up, we've got Prattville, Alabama pro, Russ Lane, who's going to be coming on to talk with us about the Big Bite Baits B2 worm that's also going to be in the box. Excited to have him on the call. It seems like we've had a ton of people with the last name Lane on calls this year for Champions Club. So let's head on over to the call with Russ so he can tell us a little bit about this worm. All right, Russ. Well, what's going on, man?
Oh, not much. Just driving on my way home from Cayuga and headed back to the house to Alabama.
I got you, man. Well, happy to have you on to be our featured Big Bite Baits Pro. Of course, we're sending out the Big Bite B2 worm this month to go along with all the other goodies on our Carolina rig.
Oh, yeah.
So tell us a little bit about this bait, where you like to use it.
Yeah, the B2 is kind of like a old school worm. We've had it in our lineup for quite a while, and I mean it's just a great bait for definitely for Carolina rigging or Texas rig. I like to throw it also on a Buckeye spot remover head, and makes the bait stand up. And it's real good for just dragging along hard bottom places and keeping that worm sticking straight up, and triggers a lot of bites. But brush piles in the summertime, I've even caught them good just pitching it around docks, like with a 1/4 ounce weight and maybe 14-pound sunline. Just a little more of a finessier approach for fishing docks. But yeah, I mean everybody should have a B2 worm in their in their boat at all times. You never know when you just need a good old-fashioned ribbon tail worm. And it comes in I think we have 21 different colors. I carry three basic colors. I carry a green pumpkin, a tilapia, which is a green pumpkin with purple and green flake, and then I carry a June bug. So that's the three colors that I have with me at all times.
Okay, very cool. So we're sending out Red Bug to our subscribers, kind of just a little bit more of a red version of the June Bug,
Yes,
but
red
still a
bug
good
is an
color.
awesome color too. I should have said that. Red bug is a great color in the summertime. There's been millions of bass caught on the Tennessee River in summertime on a red bug one.
Definitely. And I'm excited about this worm. Like you were saying, there's a ton of different ways to use this worm, not only on the Carolina rig, but you can use a lighter weight and kind of almost a
Yep.
finesse approach with a 10-inch worm. I know that sounds
Yes.
weird, but it
Yes,
can
it
be
is.
done.
Yep. Yep. The thing that too though about that worm, it has a little bit more subtle action than a lot of ribbon tail worms. You know, some of them have a real wide tail and they're real aggressive and stuff, and that has its place at times. But when the fishing pressure takes hold and you got maybe a little clear water conditions, that B2 worm with that real subtle movement of that not so aggressive ribbon tail, it really shines, you know, in those situations.
Awesome, Russ. Well, it sounds like this is going to be a great bait for our subscribers all across the country. We appreciate you taking the time to hop on here with us and talk with us
Yep.
about it. We'll let you get back to driving. Have a safe trip
All
home,
right.
and good luck at the next event.
I appreciate it.
All right.
See
Have
you
a good one.
guys. All right. Bye.
All right. Well, big thanks to Russ for hopping on the call with us to talk to us a little bit about that B2 worm. I'm excited to get that one out there on a Texas rig and a Carolina rig. So I'll be interested to see how that goes. Well, I want to hear what you all have to think about the box. So comment down below on this video. Tell us what you liked, what you didn't like, anything else that you would like to see in an upcoming box. And other than that, we have two other things left to cover. One of those being the real big giveaway reel of the month, which this month we are giving away 10 Lose Super Duty G bait casting reels. These come in at $179 retail value. So I love giving away the higher value reels. I've got a few of these myself. I love them, and I'm excited to give 10 of you all, the subscribers, one of these reels. So it's as easy as being a active Champions Club subscriber. You are put in the pool to win one of these. We do a random drawing every month and pick 10 lucky winners. So like I said, just be an active subscriber and you've got a chance to win one of these. And actually, we have one more addition to the discount code list for this month. I actually got the email while I was on the call with Russ from TH Marine. They are going to be offering 20% off to all Champions Club subscribers this month. So make sure to go check them out. If you don't know what TH Marine is, they have everything you would need for boating essentials, kayak essentials, some fish care products, anything and everything that has to do with being on the water, they've got you covered. They've also got some pretty sweet apparel. I think they partnered with AFTCO and a couple other people that is pretty sweet on their website. So go check that out. Like I said, 20% off TH Marine, and it's going to be a last minute add on. But I'm excited to have them on board to have 4 different discount codes. And that is really going to do it for August. So thank you all for watching Tight Lines, and we will catch you all in September with a whole new line of baits. Thanks.